My name is Sandy Adomaitis, the social media director for the Page International Screenwriting Awards, and your host for the Writers Hangout, a podcast that celebrates the many stages of writing, from inspiration to the first draft, revising, getting a project made, and everything in between. We'll talk to the best and the brightest in the entertainment industry and create a space where you can hang out, learn from the pros, and have fun. Hey, writers, it's Sandy coming to you from Studio City, the crown jewel of the San Fernando Valley and home to the Brady Bunch house on Dilling Street, which is right around the corner from me. Although the interior scenes were shot on a soundstage, the home's exterior became iconic and remains recognizable today. Every time I drive by, visitors are in front of the property snapping selfies. In fact, one night I was driving Eve was driving me home, and I said, "Hey, on my way home is the Brady Bunch house." And she said, "I thought it was Encino." And I was like, "Nope, Studio City." So we drove by. It was dark. She took a very quick look and then dropped me off. Writers, I wanted to talk to you about a really fun and easy way to improve as a screenwriter. I'm not going to pitch you a workshop, class, tutorial, lecture, or a book. Boring. I'm going to tell you to watch a movie. Yes, watching a movie curled up on your couch with a bowl of popcorn is a legit and excellent way to learn how to write movies. But how do you watch a movie and become a better writer? Easy. First, you watch for enjoyment, get immersed in the story until the lights come up. Then go back and observe the 5 following things, which I will go through one by one to help you develop better writing skills. Nothing hard here. Number 1, pick a movie. Easy, right? Pick a movie you already enjoy or one similar to the genre you want to write in. Again, you will watch the movie twice. The first time for entertainment and the second time with purpose. Studying the craft of screenwriting. Also, grab a notebook, jot down dialogue, and anything that stands out to you, something you'd like to emulate in your own writing. When you watch the movie for a second time, that's up to you, whether to do it right away or a few days later. But don't let too much time pass. You want to keep the momentum going so you can start writing as soon as possible. Number 2, do not hit forward through the credits. Watch and study them. The opening production company logos, those are the heavy hitters who you want, unless you go the indie route, to make your movie. Like Warner Brothers, Paramount, Disney, Universal, Sony, Columbia. And there are also production companies like Amblin, Marvel Studios, Bad Robot, Blumhouse. What is the difference between a studio and a production company? Production companies do all the legwork. The major studios are there to fund it and distribute it all over the world. This is how they usually break down when they come up on the screen. First comes the major studio logo intro. Then you'll see the distributor company, and then those are followed by various production company logos. It takes a village, folks. Number 3. This is just moving right along, isn't it? Number 3. Analyze the first scene. The first scene sets the tone of the movie. It informs the audience of the genre, or at least hints at what is ahead. It should capture your attention. That's the oldest rule in the book. Let's take a look at a couple of first scenes in 3 movies. The Godfather. You cannot get more iconic than The Godfather. The Godfather is based on the best-selling novel by Mario Puzo and was written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. What happens in the opening scene of The Godfather? A man, Bosanera, comes to the Godfather, Don Corleone, Marlon Brando, for advice. Bosanera tells the Godfather how his daughter's boyfriend, along with some friends, brutally beat her. Bosanera wants justice against the men who beat his daughter and got away with it. He went to the police first. The Godfather refuses, but then agrees to grant him his favor in return for a future favor, i.e., debt, establishing the iconic offer he can't refuse concept. There is so much in this first scene. We quickly learn that people come to the Don Corleone for help with these sorts of problems. Don Corleone is a man of great power and principle, someone who shows mercy and also has the potential to be merciless. We see how this world operates, and it examines themes like failures of the American dream and mafia power struggles. Key characters and the atmosphere are brilliantly established. The new year brings new writing goals, and like many of you out there, I am committed to finishing my novel that I have been working on for years. We all know that the details you jot down when you start can quickly become fuzzy when days, weeks, and even months pass between writing sessions. I wish I had Novellium, our sponsor, which is a fantastic writing tool that quickly turns chaos into clear, well-organized stories when I started writing. Whether you write directly on Novellium or upload an existing draft, your characters and setting details, timeline events, and plot pacing are automatically pulled from your story to view at a glance. And in real time, Novellium catches the problems you might miss on your own. Plot tangles, pacing issues, continuity errors, even character logic slips. Novellium isn't another AI content generator. It never writes for you or learns from your work. This is a privacy-first tool that leaves your voice untouched and never shares your data. Instead, Novellium keeps you in control through every stage of your writing process. It's your text editor, character files, continuity checker, and more in one organized, lightning-fast platform. You can even use Novellium to share your work securely with beta readers and keep track of their comments. Don't wait until your draft is finished. Get the most out of your writing this year with Novellium. Try Novellium Pro today and get your first month free at novellium.so with code HANGOUT. That's NOVELIUM.SO with code HANGOUT. NOVELIUM.SO with code HANGOUT. Next, let's take a look at 1981's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders was directed by Steven Spielberg with a screenplay by Lawrence Kasdan based on a story by George Lucas and Philip Kaufman. The adventure starts in South America in 1936, where Indiana Jones and his trusty guide explore mysterious ruins with traps to find a golden idol, and then they bravely escape a huge rolling boulder. Right away, we see that Indy's brave and clever. He has flaws, but he is inspiring. Now I'm going to wrap up with a cute movie. Adventures in Babysitting, a 1987 movie written by Dave Simpkins, who sold the script on spec. Remember, this is the 80s, with Chris Columbus directing. The opening scene of Adventures in Babysitting shows Chris, Elizabeth Shue, adorably lip-syncing and dancing to The Crystals. And then he kissed me. She's singing the song in her bedroom, using a bedpost as a microphone. This scene sets the vibe that the movie is fun and the protagonist is young, spirited, relatable, and the energy just hits you that there's an unpredictable night ahead. Number 4, notice how quickly the movie's protagonist is thrown into conflict. Different genres introduce conflict among characters at different points. However, most of the time, feature films start the conflict as quickly as possible, or at least tease it to keep you engaged. Characters in horror movies, I'd say they face conflict very early, often within the first 5 to 10 minutes. And the opening scene typically includes introductions to the main characters and the setting before presenting the horror elements. In comedy, I'd say it's the same as horror. Characters usually face conflict very early, with an inciting incident often occurring within the first 5 to 10 minutes. The quick introduction of conflicts is crucial for setting up the comedic premise and advancing the plot. With dramas, I'd say you have about 15 minutes or so, but there are so many variables with dramas. Dramas can blend with other genres, thrillers, romance, action, and your style could be slow burning or nonstop tension. Number 5, and my last one, study the twists, the turns, the plants, and most important, how the payoffs are played. On your second watch of your movie, the setups, twists, and payoffs are obvious. Grab your notebook, write them all down, and note how and when the writer pays them off. Get a feel for how it's done. Watch how the writer misdirects you. Now, a misdirection is what it sounds like. Distracting the audience to mislead them, preventing them from getting onto something until the writer reveals the truth. Think of The Sixth Sense, The Usual Suspects, Psycho. Now, I am not saying you need to turn your drama into a M. Night Shyamalan twister, but you do need to pepper your script with elements that keep the reader guessing. Audience love to guess. They love to think they're one step ahead. And most of all, they love surprises. So writers, this is my simple, handy-dandy checklist for watching movies to boost your writing skills. I'll put up some sort of a graph on our Instagram account for the Writers Hangout, and you can look at it, print it out. I would love if you would print it out. Now, did I miss anything? Do you have anything to add that you do as part of your research or as part of learning your craft, watching movies and seeing what you like and don't like and how they do it? Did I miss something in there? Please let me know at the Writers Hangout Podcast at gmail.com. I'd love to hear what you think of this episode. And again, if you have any tips I can share, you can also let me know if you'd like me to cover any subject. We've got some really fun guests coming up. I can't wait to share that with you. Let me see if I can give you a hint. Oh, one of the guests, here's my hint. 91210. Okay, that's my hint. Writers, I'm really glad we get to do this and that every week you show up, because if you didn't, I'd just be talking to my cat, Sophie Joe.
And that's a wrap for the Writers Hangout. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Your positive feedback will help us keep the show going so we can continue bringing you more future episodes. Remember, keep writing. The world needs your stories. The Writers Hangout is sponsored by the Page International Screenwriting Awards with executive producer Kristin Overn, Sandy Adomaitis, and myself, Terry Sampson. And our music is composed by Ethan Stoller.
Alexa, you are gaslighting me.